What's up guys? My name is Angie from Leaf and Lotus and I'm the creator and founder of Afro yoga classes in Sacramento. So I actually grew up in Madrid. A lot of people don't know this. My dad was in the military. He met my mom there overseas. I actually came to Sacramento when I was 7. My mom specifically brought like spirituality and metaphysics, parapsychology into my awareness from very early on. I would say probably from like the age of 9. When I found yoga, it was like this physical practice that sort of embodied these spiritual principles. And being a very like heady person where I'm always in my thoughts and all of that, yoga really grounded me in my body. So actually, I was living overseas in Barcelona like a couple years ago. Before I moved there, I kind of had this expectation and thought about what I was going to do there, and that ended up really falling through the cracks very, very quickly. So I actually fell into kind of a depressed state. I was really depressed for several months. Wasn't really doing a whole lot, wasn't really reaching out to folks either. Like no one really knew that I was going through that because I was just kind of embarrassed to talk about it and to even admit that that's the place that I was in because I knew that I was so much better than that. I watched the movie Awake by Paramahansa Yogananda. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And it's about this yogi who brought India to the West. It kind of brought me back to that spiritual essence that I was talking about, like remembering some of that. So it started to kind of get me out of that hole. And then when I came back to the States a couple months later, I started practicing hot yoga. And it was the first time actually practicing hot yoga in a studio. And I had this really sort of like transcendental moment where I felt like I was in this state of complete bliss in the class. And that was, when I left the class that day, I was like, holy shit, there is more to this yoga than just these physical postures. And so I ended up falling into a teacher training that a friend had mentioned to me, and it completely changed my life. I teach at the Well at Sac State, which is like this really great fitness center, and I started teaching classes there 3 semesters ago, so this is my 3rd semester now. And in that first semester, I happened to substitute a class on a Saturday, and the class was full. It was packed like 30, 40 students to the brim. There was a few black women who were there. And after the class, they came up to me. They waited, like everyone left, they waited and came and talked to me. They expressed to me how important it was for them to see that I was the teacher of the class, like for them to see themselves in me and that I reflected and represented them in some way. I can speak for myself, I guess. I feel that it's gotten so normalized that we're always in these spaces that are not necessarily diverse, that we don't even necessarily recognize when a situation like that is going on until it happens. So having them come up to me and tell me that, I was like, wow, what else can I do? Like, how else can I reach out to this community? And several months later, I was in my kitchen, I started to think about doing some classes in the park. And like the words just came into me. It was just like, boom, Afro yoga, just like downloaded in. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. Yeah, so Afro yoga was created to uplift and empower women of color. And that's not to say that they're not already uplifted and empowered, but it's really about inspiring them to come to a place of wellness, to be in a space where they're surrounded with people that feel like them, that feel like home, where they can come in and automatically have that connectedness because there's just a relatability there. Ultimately, as yogis, you know, we want people to get into this practice. We want people to get more people to get on their mats. So I have all different nationalities. It's not just blacks, and there is men, women. I have children come. Sometimes little kids, like 5 years old, will come to class and do their practice or just crack some funny jokes, you know. So it's for everybody, it's for all ages, and it's not to say that people who are not of color are not welcome. They absolutely are. What we're saying is that we're choosing to center these people as who we want to target and who we want to draw out. Because in reality, I think what's been true is that folks just need an invitation. They just need to know that they're invited and that the class is for them, and then they'll show up. And that's what Leaf and Lotus and Afro Yoga inspires to do, or aspires to do, is to create those spaces where people can say, yeah, that's for me. So you can find me on Instagram at Leaf and Lotus Yoga. You can check out the website, leafandlotus.com. I'm also here at Hug Life Studio, 2648 33rd Street, at the cross of Broadway and 33rd. So I'm here Friday nights at 7 and Saturday mornings at 9 for our Afro yoga classes. So come on down, come check us out. I'd love to meet you, love to see you guys come out.